So, colleagues, human creativity versus AI creativity. I am Gil Deckel. I edit the Journal of Creativity and Inspiration, which looks at processes of creativity and inspiration, usually in arts. Here is the link. And the journal is looking for submission. If you want to submit work, you are most welcome to do so. I also teach design thinking at the Open University. Now, the desire to create intelligent machines is not new. It is not new phenomenon. Throughout history, we have seen cases where people were trying to imagine and sometimes also craft and create objects that try to mimic human behavior, an object that try even to transcend human limitations. For example, the librarian automaton, which comes from the Greek mythology, the librarian automaton, which is a celestial object living among those databases, celestial databases, with networks, with gears and cogs and web connections, allowing the librarian to retrieve information with precision. Another example is the golem. The golem comes from the 16th century Jewish folklore. The golem is a clay object. Clay coming from the earth, obviously, clay giant, which comes to life only when you write the sacred name of God, the four-letter sacred name of God, and you put it under its tongue, and then this clay giant becomes alive, animated. And its object is to protect its community. That's the job of this automaton, to protect the community. Of course, this 16th century folklore story is the inspiration for Mary Shelley's Gothic story, Frankenstein. So that is the source, the inspiration. And we find other examples in Europe in 18th and 19th century. For example, the flute-playing automaton, which try to mimic humans' behavior, human actions. And the French were also trying to create automaton, trying to mimic animals' movement, animals' behavior. And so we reach present day to artificial intelligence, which is far more advanced than anything we have seen before, in that it responds to our input in a very advanced way, so much so that we ask the question, is it human-like? We have not seen anything like artificial intelligence before in the way that it responds back to us, to a point that we think, is that like a human being? We know it is not human, but is it human-like? Is it like a human being? In other words, can artificial intelligence, can it actually learn? Can it actually learn things? Can it understand? Can it be trained? Can it be trained? I know we can train human beings. I know we can train some animals. Can AI be trained to do things? Well, they are telling us that it can. The industry is using this word, trained, and they're telling us, AI was trained on millions of images. AI was trained on vast amount of information from the internet. That's why AI was trained. So can it learn, understand, and be trained? I say, no, it cannot. It cannot learn, it cannot understand, and it cannot be trained. It can be programmed. You can definitely program it, but it does not learn, understand, or trained. Let me explain. Some colleagues disagree with me. Many colleagues will disagree with me, and they will tell us, look, the way that human beings learn is by looking at a cat, for example, associating the shape of the cat, the image of the cat, the shape, associating that with the word cat, in English, C-A-T, and therefore you have the concept of a cat via its name, the verbal name, cat, and the shape of a cat, and that's how human beings learn. And those colleagues continue and they tell me, and this is exactly how artificial intelligence learns. Now, it is true that artificial intelligence can so-called recognize the shapes. So if I upload this image to AI, it will input by saying this is a cat. So today, AI was trained and can also so-called recognize the shapes and it can associate it with the word cat. That is true. And therefore, colleagues saying, look, it has learned, it understood it as well as a human being understand it. I still disagree. Computers do not see shapes and images as humans do. Computers do not see shapes at all. A digital image is basically a matrix of numbers. Each pixel is represented with a number, and those numbers are stored in the computer. With language, it simply takes numbers and put it into the shape of words, which it does not understand. And with images, it takes numbers and put it into pixel of colors on the screen, which it does not understand. There is also the question of comprehension. The Maimonides explain it. Great scholar, his name is Maimonides. He lived 800 years ago. In Hebrew, his name Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon. Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon, who told us 800 years ago that we do not learn simply by the shape of things that we see. He argues that there are so many variations in the shapes. For example, the shape of a horse. There's a big horse, there's a small horse, there's a brown horse, right? There are white horses, there are horses that are injured, so only with 3 legs. There are so many variations in the shapes of things that this does not constitute the ability to learn and to understand things. Now, elsewhere, I talk more about Maimonides. You can learn about it through my website. He goes into a bit of philosophical answer, and he talks about the godly essence in human being, the ability to learn, which he argues is in the soul, not just the brain. So you can learn about this through my website. Now, I think that one of the challenge in answering that question, one of the challenge is that AI was programmed to talk to us as a human being would talk to us. So when you put a question into ChatGPT, you will get the responses in the following words. It will type, I understand. You can say to ChatGPT, do you understand? And you get the response, yes, I understand. It will type, I can do so. Yes, I will write. Yes, I can help you. How can I help you? I. So many I's in the replies that we start to believe that there is an I, there is a personality within AI. I say, no, there is no I in AI. There is no I in AI. No personality I, no individuality. AI does not have an opinion. It does not have an opinion. It has nothing to say. It has no view, no desire to do anything. It has no intent. No intent. Therefore, by the way, AI would never take over the world. It will never take over the world because it does not have any intent, any desire, any agenda. It does not know, it is not a thing that has an opinion and a desire to do something. It has no emotions, it does not dream, and dare I say, it has no soul. No soul whatsoever. Now, I use AI a lot, every day now. In fact, all the images that you see here, I have created through AI. It's a lot of work, it's not one click, but it was all done through AI. I recommend using AI. But it's not a human being, it's not intelligent. There is no I, there is no artificial, there is no intelligence in AI. It is just a great tool. Now, I personally forgot everything that I have just told you. So it occurred at one point that I forgot everything I've just explained here. And I thought that it is actually something that can understand. And at one point, when I used AI not long ago, I tried to teach it something. So I forgot completely that it has no intelligence. And for a moment, I thought it has intelligence. What happened is this. I came to ChatGPT, I typed a question, and I got the wrong reply from ChatGPT. I knew the reply was wrong. So I typed the question again, the same question, and once again, ChatGPT inputs the wrong answer. So I thought to myself, okay, let's teach it. So it will not make the same mistake in the future, it will save me a lot of time. Now, how do you teach a child? You tell the child, please go back and review my question. And so ChatGPT went back to the question that I've asked, and it gave me the correct summary of the question only. So it gave me the correct, accurate summary and repeat of the question. Then you tell the child, please go now and review your answer. ChatGPT went back to its previous answers, and it gave me a correct summary of what it had replied. So the correct review of the answer. And then you say, now please compare your answer to the question. ChatGPT has done exactly that. And then ChatGPT replies with, oh, I apologize. I have previously given you the wrong answer. So I thought, hooray, we've made it. It understood the problem. It will not create the same mistake, the same error in future. So ChatGPT goes and it tells me, sorry, I have given you the wrong answer before, and here is the correct answer. And then it types once again the wrong answer. The third time, it types the exact same wrong answer. And I stood there wondering, what's going on here? We have just ascertained what was the question. We ascertained and we understood what was the wrong answer. We understood, so-called, the wrong answer. And now you're giving me the wrong answer once again? And then it dawned on me, of course, it's my error. I forgot. It is not intelligent. It is not human being. It does not have a brain. It cannot be trained. It does not understand. It was my error. I forgot. It does not have intelligence. You see, it can be programmed. And AI, ChatGPT, was brilliantly programmed and does excellent work in not offending any cultures, any religions. It is very neutral. Also, it will not plagiarize. If you tell it, please draw me a painting that looks like a Picasso painting, it will tell you, sorry, I cannot do so. There's a different discussion about how it was programmed to know to draw. There's a different question there. But if you ask it to plagiarize, it will not do so. They did excellent work in making sure it is not biased, and it is not biased. It will not offend your culture, your religion, your faith, and it will not plagiarize. This is programming. You program the machine. This has nothing to do with understanding. Human-like behavior is actually not human-like intelligence. So human-like behavior, and ChatGPT behaves like a human in its replies, does not constitute and does not mean that it has intelligence. The behavior that mimics human being does not mean that it is human-like intelligence. Now remember this quote very carefully. Remember it, because many people will come to you and they will tell you, it is intelligence. It's not human. It's artificial intelligence. It learns. It has been trained. It's actually training itself now. It's not training itself. It does not learn. AI does not even use language. So elsewhere, I explain how it works, but basically, they took words and they converted into numbers in a very sophisticated way. So AI actually reads statistic numbers, how many times that word appears next to the other words. It doesn't even use this word, it just uses numbers. And then it translated like into words. For AI, it's just a shape. The words just shape. It has no meaning. It does not know what a CAT, a cat, means. It does not know it's even a language. It doesn't even use words at all. So AI is a great tool, but it's not intelligent. And therefore, it is not creative at all. It is not creative at all. I prepared this diagram, this graphic, human creativity versus artificial creativity, which you can download as a PDF for your student from the Journal of Creativity and Inspiration. Check out the third issue, issue number 3. So let's have a quick look at motivation. Human motivation driven by interest. We have an interest, that's what motivates us. With AI, it is based on program instruction and program data. Intentionality, human choose things. AI does not choose a thing, it just follow up algorithms. When human operates, it reflects on their emotion. It is authentic to them. AI has just output which are derivative. They are derivative and they're based on processed information. Originality ideas often come to human beings. Now we do think that AI can produce original output. We think so, but it's like true novelty in a way. It's based on previous element. Perhaps it's original because nobody did it, but it is based on existing data and statistics. So it's not novel. Self-expression, yes, with human being. There's no self-expression with AI, no personal touch. So, colleagues, AI is not intelligent. AI is not creative. But what I would like to do in the next 10 minutes is to ask you, what do you think? So maybe first, what do you think creativity is? What is creativity to you? I focus on artistic, but you can define it in different domains. And I'm looking at the chat, and I can see that Dace, you're saying that the act of materializing and expressing one, individuality, beautiful.